I'm Angela from SpinachTiger.com, and today we're going to make one of my most favorite desserts. First of all, I love tarts and I love pie, and this is one of the easiest things you can make that is actually so elegant and so delicious it's going to give you a big bang for your time and effort. This is a tart that's made famous from the restaurant in Berkeley, Alice Waters' original restaurant, Chez Panisse. And they've made it there for over 30 years. And when I got the recipe, I was thrilled. And I'm going to show you how to make it. I've made this tart about maybe 20 or 30 times. So the first thing we're going to do is make a shortbread crust. And we're going to put in some flour. You get the full recipe with the perfect mix of ingredients, sugar, salt, at SpinachTiger.com. Now we're going to mix that up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a little bit. You can use lemon. That's the original recipe. I've got a nice satsuma. I'm going to put right into the pie crust a little bit of this flavoring, because then we're going to use, for the filling, we're going to use heavy cream and Grand Marnier, and then almonds. Doesn't that sound delicious? So we've got that mixed in there. Now I'm going to put in my half a cup of butter. This was about 1.5 cups flour, because we're just going to put it in this one bottomless pie pan. Generally, I find if I count to 10, I've got the butter right where I want it. And since it was frozen, so now if your butter's not frozen, you wouldn't count to 10. But what you're going to want, and I'm hoping that you can see this, is I've got little pieces of butter about the size of a pea. That's exactly what I want, because as that melts, that's going to get just so delicious, and it's going to be tender. There's extra butter in this because this is a shortbread crust. So we're going to add in a little bit of ice cold water, maybe 1 or 2 tablespoons. Maybe you won't even need it because of all that butter. And I'm gonna mix that up really good. I'm gonna put this, now we're gonna take this crust, and it's holding together, and that is what I want. Just like that, making sure it's held together. You don't think that it's ready, but it is. And I'm going to put this all in a plastic bag. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. While that's in the refrigerator, we'll make the filling. See, this is what happens. You pull this together, and now you have the crust. You didn't think it would stay together, but it will, and once it's refrigerated, it even stays together more. I already have one made. I'm going to come back. Okay, after about 30 minutes, we take our nice shortbread dough out. I've floured my marble surface, and I've prepared a bottomless tart pan. You don't have to do this part, but I always like to put a piece of parchment. I cut around. I spray it with some baking spray so that that part will stick. And then I leave a little tiny section, just like that, underneath. I fold it so that when I do take it out, it's going to be easy for me to, in case it gets a little sticky. And I've sprayed the sides of the tart pan too, even though it's supposed to be non-stick. It's just kind of tricky. Now, taking this out, we're going to fit this, and unlike a regular pie crust, since this is so full of butter, it's not going to roll out the way that a pie crust does, but I'm going to put that plastic wrap over it and start rolling. Try not to roll all the way to the edges because you might end up making those super thin, but there's very few ingredients in this. This is so Alice Waters. less ingredients, quality ingredients, but really, really good balance. And that is exactly what this tart is like. You know, this is one that really you're going to see how easy this is to make. And I'm making 2 today because I'm going to put them in the freezer for the holidays. And maybe I'll give one of them to my neighbors. It's always good to have one just in case somebody drops by. This is great to go with a cup of tea, a cup of coffee. Okay. Yay. This worked well. Here we go. I'm going to put it like, well, put that flour down, side down. Okay. Very nice. Perfect. I actually changed the recipe slightly to add in a little more of this dough because I was finding I was coming up a little short, and when I have left over, I'll just put it into a little tart and then have a little taster tart, which I think is a really fun thing to do. When you put it in, make sure you don't stretch it. Loosely, gently give it plenty of room on the sides, and it's okay to have nice thick sides. In the meantime, I've preheated my oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. We will bake this, pre-bake it for 8 minutes, then turn it down at 400 and bake it for another 4 minutes. And then it'll be partially baked. I'm ready to poke a few holes in the bottom of it, put it in the oven. In about 12 minutes, we'll be ready to put the filling in, and it's only going to take a few minutes for us to make that. Okay, now we're going to make our filling. We're going to use heavy cream, Grand Marnier, almond extract, and almonds. So the first thing we're going to do is put our heavy cream, and sugar, and 3/4 cup sugar, and we're going to put this on top of the stove until it's translucent, and it looks like this. So we're going to add some Grand Marnier, which is delicious. You could use an orange liqueur, you could use brandy, you could skip it, and then just a little bit of almond extract. And to that, 1 full cup of almonds. And that's telling me my pie crust is ready. And we'll be right back to pour that in and put it in the oven. This is at the 8-minute point. I'm gonna just go like that. It puffed up just a little bit. All you have to do is take something flat and bring it back down again, and you're good to go. Another 4 minutes, this will be ready. I'm gonna push some of that up, making sure our sides are gonna be real nice, and then we're gonna put our filling in. Okay, we've got our filling done. Now, I know that it looks real runny, but it's not. It's going to be really perfect because the cream is going to cook into a nice filling. It might run over a little bit, so what I do is I put a piece of aluminum foil on the bottom, the next lowest rack, in case anything spills over. This is going to go into the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes, and then it's going to be beautifully caramelized, and I'll be back to show you. Okay, I've just taken this out of the oven, about 20 minutes ago. Actually, you should let it cool for about 30, maybe actually even an hour. You're going to notice how caramelized it is on the top, and see, I have that little piece of paper so that I have something to grab onto. So I'm just going to slide this out, and it's even a little, some of it boils over. That's that cream and sugar, so you got that little caramelization. Isn't that just a beautiful tart? And later on you can pull this, well, we could probably even do that now. We'll pull this piece of paper out. Ta-da! We have our beautiful almond tart. And I'm making a second one, and I'm going to do it in these little minis. These are 4-inch. You could probably get about 6 to 7, even maybe 8 of the 4-inchers, but I've got 2 5-inch tart pans and these, and then I'm going to fill those up. So you could do individual tarts, which is really nice too. Thank you for visiting Spinach Tiger's cooking channel. You can go to the website spinachtiger.com for over 700 recipes. Please subscribe right here on this button to the video channel so that you don't miss one of these videos where we have a lot of fun cooking real food for real people from scratch.